America's original March Madness continues from Redbird Arena here on the campus of Illinois State University, as tonight we continue with our Class 2A semifinals in girls basketball. Our first matchup tonight coming up with Quincy Notre Dame taking on Nashville, and we'll have that for you coming up here on the IHSA television network. And good evening, everyone. Matt Rodewald with you here as we are high above Redbird Arena at Doug Collins Court here in Illinois State, getting ready again for Class 2A semifinals, the first of two games, and what's old is new again. Familiarity with these two matchups as we get ready for Quincy Notre Dame taking on Nashville. Played each other in last year's semifinals in the 2010 edition. And then our nightcap tonight at about 8:15, we will have yet another repeat matchup. The hometown team, so to speak, maybe even the favorites, Central Catholic of Bloomington taking on Bishop Mack, who just had so much hard luck on this court here at Redbird Arena. And now to get us set for tonight, it is Dave Bernhardt and Patricia Babcock-McGraw seeing it for the first time. We're all new for this rematch of sorts, right, Dave?
Indeed. Of course, the folks that have been with us on IHSA TV was able to watch a game last year between these two clubs in the semifinal round, and that one Nashville was defeated by Quincy Notre Dame 39-33 in a low-scoring game. But get ready, because it'll be a surprise if the winner scores more than 40 here tonight.
Well, Dave, remember the movie Hoosiers where Coach Gene Hackman made his team pass the ball around 4 to 5 times before they shot the ball? Well, Nashville's going to be the Hoosiers times 2. This team might pass the ball around 8, 9, 10 times before they take a shot. They love the slow-down game, a very patient basketball team. On defense, they allow just 26 points per game. They play lockdown defense. Now, talk about a different kind of team. Notre Dame averages 74 points per game, has 3 double-figure scores. This is definitely going to be a clash of styles.
Of course, when you take a look at these two teams, you've got great players on the floor. For Nashville, she's a second-team All-Stater. She is a third-year starter down here in the state finals as Jennifer Moeller.
Well, Jennifer Moeller is Nashville's only double-figure scorer, averages 11.5 points per game. But remember, by allowing just 26 points per game, Nashville doesn't really need a bunch of high scorers. Moeller gets the job done with a strong inside game. She's also real active on the boards with 5.6 rebounds per game.
On the other side, for Quincy Notre Dame, she started last year as a freshman, a first-team All-Stater. You're looking at Jordan Frericks.
The super sophomore Jordan Frericks leads Notre Dame in scoring, like you said, 15 points per game, but a bit of a question mark right now, Dave. She injured her ankle pretty severely in practice on Sunday. Hasn't practiced all week. Finally got on the floor yesterday at Redbird Arena to run through.
Both these teams so familiar with this floor. How about Nashville? 7 times they have been here in the state finals under head coach Wayne Hari. They are still looking for their first appearance in a championship game. That's a tough go.
Absolutely. This team really wants to break through finally, wants to get that championship game, a little bit of pressure on them.
Take a look at Quincy Notre Dame. They feel the pressure as well. When you have a great season year after year after year, even though they go 29-1 until you get to play on this floor for Notre Dame, is your season a success or not? But Eric Orn has gotten them here.
Yep, gotten here again, wanting to get to that championship game again. Both of these programs, such great programs. Neither of these coaches have ever had a losing season, so a lot of tradition here with both of these teams.
If you take a look back into the super sectional games these two teams played, for Nashville, again, it was all about the defense. They only allowed 26 points in that particular ball game. 26 an interesting number because that's how many times Quincy Notre Dame turned the ball over in their win over Rockford Lutheran.
Well, Notre Dame's really going to have to be careful. Like you said, defense is a specialty for Nashville. 26 turnovers in that super for Notre Dame. They're really going to have to take care of the basketball here today.
These two teams so very familiar with this floor. The nerves, well, they'll still be here. You stay right there. This is an evening of repeats. Will the results be the same? Game number 1 here in your 2A semifinals. The Lady Raiders from Quincy Notre Dame, their 29-1 record, will take on the Hornets from Nashville. We'll be back with that tip-off and his starting lineups coming up next right here on the IHSA television network. This is 2011. This was the matchup in 2010, a game that was won in the semifinals by Quincy Notre Dame, 39-33. But it's a whole new year. The Nashville Hornets at 29-4 under head coach Wayne Hari. Quincy Notre Dame, the Lady Raiders. They did it last year, finishing second to Bloomington Central Catholic. Their head coach is Eric Orn, and they are set to get things started here tonight. Let's send it over to our public address announcer here at Redbird Arena. That's Jeff Fritzen.
2011 IHSA Girls State Basketball Tournament. First, the non-starters for Quincy Notre Dame High School. Number 1, a junior, Ariana Rigg. Number 4, a senior, Quintessa Keating. Number 5, a senior, Alyssa Claney. Number 10, a junior, Gracie Barnes. Number 20, a senior, Katie Kroder. Number 23, a freshman, Kristen Gingenbacher. Number 24, a senior, JC Cornwell. Number 30, a junior, Bailey Gingenbacher. Number 31, a freshman, Cassidy Foley. And number 32, a freshman, Morgan Martin. And now the non-starters for Nashville High School. First, number 11, a junior, Jolie Wall. Number 20, a senior, Paige Schwartzkopf. Number 21, a freshman, Sean Renegarby. Number 22, a junior, Keisha Setsakorn. Number 23, a junior, Molly Borowiak. Number 25, a senior, Courtney Hagemeyer. Number 32, a junior, J.C. Bauer. And number 33, a sophomore, Shay Hari. And now the starting lineups for this 2A semifinal. First for Notre Dame, number 2, a junior, Shannon Foley. For Nashville, number 3, a sophomore, Erica Brown. For Notre Dame, number 14, a junior, Kate Ginnenbacher. For Nashville, number 5, a senior, Jenna Morris. For Notre Dame, number 15, a sophomore, Cassidy Gingenbacher. For Nashville, number 10, a senior, Melanie Ryan. For Notre Dame, number 21, a junior, Tori Kuhn. For Nashville, a senior, number 41, Brianne Pelker. For Notre Dame, number 22, a sophomore, Jordan Frericks. And for Nashville, a senior, number 42, Jennifer Moeller. Notre Dame is coached by Eric Orn. He's in his 11th year with a 268-win, 72-loss record. The Lady Raiders bring a 29-1 record into today's game. Nashville is coached by Wayne Hari. The Hornets bring a 29-4 record into the game. Coach Hari's in his 11th season with a record of 300 wins and 57 losses. Notre Dame assistants are Kevin Meyer, Lori Vogel, Randy Clampett, and Mark Longo. Nashville assistants are Doug Altoff, Dempsey Whitty, Bethany Hinkle, and Angela Patton. And now, fans, before our soloist sings our national anthem, we ask you to remember and honor the men and women of the United Armed Forces serving throughout the world with a moment of silence. Thank you. And now we ask you to join our guest soloist, Ruth Kenny, a student at Normal Community West High School, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets echoing, the bombs bursting
And now as the players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools expect and promote good sportsmanship from all athletes, coaches, students, parents, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Remember to always do what's right. The officials for this 2A semifinal from Lake Zurich, Jerry Blum. From Bloomington, Thomas Hilton. And from Savoy, Kevin Peters.
So glad you've joined us here on IHSA TV and IHSA.TV. Dave Bernhardt along with Patricia Babcock-McGraw. We are talking about 2A basketball earlier on this afternoon. In 1A play, West Central Co-op knocked off Shiloh 48-33, and they will face Hanover River Ridge Co-op, who defeated Ridgeview 58-48. But tonight it's about 2A basketball. It's about 4 teams that were here last year in our game number 1 here tonight. Nashville, Quincy, Notre Dame. Both these teams, Patricia, will put some big lineups out there. 5'11", 5'11", 6 feet tall. Big lineups for 2A basketball.
Some good battles in the post. Expect that. But we're going to have to see how this style plays out here, Dave. You know, last year when these two teams played, Nashville's style won. It was a low-scoring game, but Notre Dame won the game because Nashville turned the ball over 22 times. So just as Notre Dame has to take care of the ball, they had 26 turnovers in that super. Nashville is going to have to do the same thing, 22 turnovers against this team last year.
Notre Dame really struggled from the field here on this floor in the semifinal in that win, only shooting at 29%, and they'll give the first opportunity here. And the full court pressure put on by the Hornets. Both these teams have played excellent schedules, 58 combined wins between them. Point guard is Shannon Foley. Foley will look inside. Torrey Kuhn, 6-foot junior. Popping up top, Kate Genenbacher, outstanding athlete at Notre Dame. Cassidy Gengenbacher can't get it to go. And again, no. And Erica Brown on the move. You see very early how the break wasn't there. They pull it out.
Work that ball around, show their patience. Slowing the tempo down, using their size inside.
2 trips down the floor, 2 turnovers for Nashville.
Maybe a little bit of nerves working into play right now, Dave. This is the state finals. You feel the butterflies a little bit. Biggest game of your life.
A good look at Wayne Hari. He is in his 11th year. He has won 7 super sectionals in 7 attempts. And he will go to his bench early. We'll see Shea Hari come in at the next dead ball. It's Jordan Frericks with the turnover the last time down for QND. 4 seniors in the starting lineup for Nashville. Erica Brown touches the ball. She's the lone underclassman, a sophomore. They want to pound it into Moeller. Kick back out to Melanie Ryan. And a shot from the corner goes down for 3 from Breanne Pelker.
I think a lot of that play was set up by inside-outside action on the passing. You saw them get the pass into Jennifer Moeller in the post. She didn't have anything, kicked it back out, got that defense moving. That's key if you're going to have a slow-down offense. You have to get the defense moving.
36th three-pointer of the year for Pelker. Morris and Ryan with 38 apiece.
Notre Dame possession.
Breanne Pelker, one of the 3 people that can shoot it from that range. She spots it pretty well right here.
She does. Good passing around the horn, inside out, like we said. Drains that shot. 6 points a game for Breanne Pelker.
More importantly, we get off to zeros on the scoreboard, at least on the Nashville side. Hornets finished 3rd last year. They're dropping this semifinal game to Notre Dame. They went on to defeat Bishop McNamara, a team that we will see later on tonight. They'll be facing Bloomington Central Catholic. Top no good for Frericks.
She's a shooter. She will unload from there. Nashville is going to have somebody up in her grill the entire basketball game.
Well, that's a number that Wayne Hari is not going to want to have. The number 3 right now in the first 3 minutes. That's 3 turnovers. And that is not what a team who wants to play a patient style of offense wants to do.
Right, because you're already limiting your offensive possessions anyway.
Well, speaking of offensive possessions, Eric Orrin is concerned, as you had mentioned in the pregame. He likes to get his team, Notre Dame, up and down the floor. He figures that he may have 20 less possessions tonight than normal.
Yep. He said normally in a basketball game you're going to get about 75 possessions. In this game we might only get 50 possessions just by how slow Nashville plays and how they just really grind it out.
So far it's Pelker's 3, the only points on the board. Jenna Morris with a walk. Turnover number 4 with 4.5 to play in the first quarter. So some slow going here for these two teams. They have been here before, but there's nothing like playing under the bright lights. Low scoring game. We're halfway through quarter number 1. Only 5 losses combined between these two teams, and coaches don't like to talk about quality losses, but how about for Nashville? Their 4 losses, twice to Highland, twice to Mater Dei. Both of those teams ranked in the top 5 in Class 3A. On the other side, the only loss for Notre Dame, it came after 24 straight wins. That was to Incarnate Word out of St. Louis, currently ranked number 3 in Missouri Class 5. And Incarnate Word had only lost 3 times to the number 1, the number 2, and the number 4 ranked teams in Missouri. They also dropped the game to the top ranked team from Hawaii. So quality losses, deal with them as you will, but these two teams are not used to giving games away. Long one comes up a little bit too long for Tori Kuhn. And Patricia, you can just feel it here. Everybody just playing a little bit too tight, a little bit maybe too fast right now.
Right. But these are 2 seasoned teams, and I think they'll come out of it quickly. They've both been here last year, and like you said, both have played really tough schedules. You know, in high school basketball, there's this thing called the Massey ratings, which is kind of like an RPI. And Nashville's schedule was rated the most difficult schedule in Class 2A. So like you said, Dave, both of these teams are battle-tested, just kind of getting through the opening jitters here.
The only points on the board, a 3-pointer from the left corner from Breanne Pelker. Shea Hari handles the ball. She had a big game. She's had big games in the tournament coming off the bench. 13 points and 10 rebounds. That was her first double-double. That came over Breeze Central, a 36-22 win in the sectional championship. We have 8 turnovers right now and 3 points. We have 3:34 to play in the first quarter.
A little ragtag right now.
Look at Wayne Hari right there. Into the game now for QND will be Alyssa Claney. Claney was a 3-point competition. You'll see her later on tonight. She'll go to the basket in a hurry.
Dave, I love that pass, though. Passing out of a double team over to the weak side of the floor. You always have to be moving without the basketball, even when you're away from the ball like that. Notre Dame almost capitalized on a nice kind of backdoor on the weak side.
Up top is Shannon Foley. She runs the show offensively from the point, and a very good outside defender as well. Very tough defense for Nashville. They play physical, and they'll get the ball back once again.
Always playing the passing lanes, getting those tips and deflections. That's why they're able to hold the teams under 30 points a game, 26 points per game to be exact.
Jennifer Moeller powers her way up. Kuhn there for a rebound.
Nice move there by Moeller. Notre Dame just played really tough defense on her.
It's only about the 3rd time Frericks has touched the ball. They'll start it back up top. Cassidy Gengenbacher playing catch with Foley at the top.
Notre Dame needs to get the ball into Jordan Frerich's hands. She creates offense. Very aggressive player to the basket. We're just not finding her, Dave.
And one and done. Jenna Morris battling all the way up. You could see on her face as she came right in front of us.
Right.
Wasn't too thrilled with Cassidy Gengenbacher.
You know what? I coach a 3rd and 4th grade girls basketball team that my daughter is on. I'm always telling the girls, keep your arm out for protection. And that is exactly what Jenna Morris did. She was leading with her hip, leading with her opposite shoulder, had her arm out for protection. And if you do that, that's good fundamental basketball. You're going to get fouled every time when the team is right up on you.
Morgan Martin checks into the ball game for QND. She's wearing number 32, a 6'2" freshman. She has come on strong as of late. A pregame matchup was the one right there. Moeller and Frericks inside. You can count the basket from Melanie Ryan.
Great cut, great movement without the basketball by Melanie Ryan. It's what you got to do when your teammate is getting doubled in the corner. She's in trouble. Move without the basketball. I like that move. I like the aggressiveness up and strong to the basket. Those are the kind of plays that can get a team going and give you a little bit of momentum.
You know, you saw Ryan break to the basket because Jordan Frericks fell down. Now, that could be the ankle situation with the severely sprained ankle she suffered on Sunday.
You know what? On the other end, I saw her reaching for her ankle and kind of tugging at it a little bit. I wonder if it is bothering her.
Well, I asked Eric Dorn before the game, put a number on it. What percent is Frericks good to go? He said 80%. He didn't say it as convincingly as maybe he would have liked to. In fact, you'd mentioned it yesterday in the shoot-around, the half-hour shoot-around. That's the first time she had been on the floor since Sunday.
And that's tough. I mean, you know, you don't quite have the wind with you. You're kind of out of sorts a little bit. So it might take her even a little more time fighting past the butterflies and fighting past just sitting out for all these last few days.
Cassidy Foley is also checked into the game. She has it right now for the Lady Raiders, the sister of Shannon Foley. This is nothing unusual for Notre Dame. They will go 9 or 10 deep, and they'll do it early. Right now, the Nashville defense pitching a shutout.
And pretty good, considering Notre Dame averages 74 points per game. This is not an easy team to shut down.
And the Nashville fans, you can see them behind the Nashville bench. They are on their feet, and Wayne Hari going to work as well. And that'll be a push inside. Wayne Hari works those sidelines. There's Eric Orn, contrast in styles. Now Contessa Keating comes into the ball game for QND. Still nothing for Notre Dame. We're under a minute to play here in the first quarter.
Nashville doing a great job of rebounding, keeping Notre Dame for the most part to one chance at the basket.
Hari will hand it back to Morris. They may take it down here in the final 30. And Frericks doesn't believe the call, but she will get called for the hold. Jordan Frericks, a first-team All-Stater, great soccer player as well, part of the state championship soccer team from QND from last spring.
And that's got to help. I mean, you look at her, Jordan Frericks, only a sophomore, but she was on this team last year. She's won a state championship. That goes a long way in terms of, you know, how poised you are and how confident you are in these high-pressure situations.
Gracie Barnes into the game for Notre Dame. So Eric Orn is 9 players playing here in the first 8 minutes. Trying to amp up the pressure a little bit. Moeller, kick out, 3 ball on the way, ring it up.
Wow.
Melanie Ryan.
Great execution in the final seconds.
They'll get it off, it will not go, and Nashville has shut out Notre Dame in the first 8 minutes. An 8-0 lead for the Hornets as they bid to head to the state championship game for the first time in their history. Melanie Ryan puts points 6, 7, and 8 on the board for Nashville.
And welcome back to Red Beard Arena at the get ready to start the second quarter here. It's Nashville with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Yeah, that's 8-0. You wonder about low-scoring games. Yeah, we've had a few in the state tournament. Just a couple of years ago in Class 2A, Rochester and Bishop Mack dueled to a 2-0 score after 1 quarter of play. There have been 7 quarters of shutout basketball on both sides, Dave and Patricia. 6 in the 2-class era, 1 in single class. And I don't imagine Quincy Notre Dame has been shut out all season long in a quarter.
I wouldn't think so. I think we'll have to do some research on that, but I would put money on the fact, no, when you're averaging 74 points per game, you're not getting shut out in a quarter.
All right, well, how does that play on your mind then? You're obviously under the bright lights, but just to be blanked here for 8 minutes.
I think that gets in your head a little bit, but this is a confident basketball team. I mean, they haven't won 29 games this season for nothing. They can come back. And remember, last year in this very game against Nashville, Notre Dame did not shoot the ball well at all, 29%. Things weren't clicking for them last year either.
Jenna Morris for three.
Things are clicking for her. A 29% field goal percentage shooting for Notre Dame last year. They won this game by forcing Nashville into 22 turnovers. They are going to have to ramp up their defense to get back into this basketball game and to win this game much like they did last year with their defense.
Well, it seemed like coming out of break, they tried to bring that defense a little bit tighter, and all of a sudden Morris popped open and she stared it down.
Yep.
And you can put the first points to the board on for Notre Dame thanks to Alyssa Claney.
And that's a reserve for Notre Dame. Great to get that kind of spark off the bench in this situation.
Claney comes in averaging 3.7 points per game. She has 12 three-pointers this year, yet she's one of the 4 finalists in the three-point competition that you'll see later.
Dave, look at Notre Dame hustling, trying to make things happen. They start with pressure deep in the backcourt, harassing Nashville the entire way up the court, and end up forcing a turnover. That's exactly what is going to get them back into this basketball game.
Finally, Claney from the top comes off that right shoulder, but that's what I thought we might have seen a little bit earlier on for the Lady Raiders. And obviously, when your offense is not clicking, make it happen some other way. It's a zone you're looking at here for the Hornets from Nashville. Frericks hounded, forced into a travel. 5th turnover of the night for QND.
You know, so many times, though, high school players, it takes them a while to buy into defense. You know, it's not easy to play defense. It's not easy to, whoa, take a look at this pass down the floor.
It was a nice reception, and Jenna Morris all of a sudden thought she was going to take it to the 5-yard line.
What I was saying is that players don't always buy into the play tough defense for, 32 minutes argument, but defense can so often lead into offense. And if you're a good defensive team, you get that.
Well, the offense has certainly not been there for Notre Dame. Just 1 of 8 from the floor. On the other side, Nashville has made 4 out of their 5 shots. However, the Hornets have turned it over 7 times. Good board inside.
Great positioning by Jordan Frericks, sealing down low, getting in front of her defender and going up and getting that board. Rebounding, all desire, determination, hustle. Jordan Frericks wanted that basketball. Look at her going up strong, just getting fouled.
6-foot sophomore will get a couple of free throws. 15.3 points per game leads the Lady Raiders. Also pulls down 7.6 rebounds per contest. Frericks from the free throw line. No great shakes there. Just 72 of 145. That's about 50%. Leaving the ball game will be Cassie Gengenbacher. 11-3 lead, 8-point difference. That's what we had at the quarter. Frericks, despite the great board, can't capitalize. This is Shea Hari, distant cousin to head coach Wayne Hari. Nice dish inside to Ryan.
Penetrate deep into the lane. You're going to find teammates open for baskets underneath the basket.
Melanie Ryan with 7 points, and Nashville made 5 of 6 shots now.
I like the way that Nashville is really attacking the basket. They're being super aggressive. Take a look, penetration deep into the lane. Love that. You've got to be aggressive in this game. You've got to make things happen.
Nothing there for Claney that time. Frericks will go to the line again.
I think a few too many outside shots. You talk about the penetration that's really sparking Nashville. We're seeing a lot of perimeter shooting by Notre Dame. Not very good percentage shots. Now they're getting to the line on the offensive rebounds. That's saving them right now on the offensive end. They're being aggressive, and they're going after those second opportunities. Now they've got to capitalize by hitting the free throws.
Frericks appears if her ankle is maybe warmed up a little bit here. She's been much more active here in the second quarter. Tori Kuhn will have a seat on the bench for Notre Dame, joined there by Claney.
Sometimes in a game like this, even if your ankle is really hurting, you almost don't feel it. You're running on adrenaline, an important game. You want to play well. You're not thinking about that ankle.
Well, her 50% free throw shooting numbers holding steady, making 2 out of 4. The lead still is at 8, 13-5. Sean Renegarby just into the game for Nashville, a 5'9" freshman. She walks. The ball goes the other way. Cassidy Gengenbacher has really not gotten off. Gengenbacher with a 14.5-point average. Foley with the pick, the drive, and the score.
Exactly what I was talking about, Dave. Getting to the basket, making things happen. Nice drive by Shannon Foley.
You just kind of get the feeling here that Notre Dame maybe has caught their breath a little bit.
Yep.
And they'll force another turnover. And they'll come down looking to chop into this 6-point Nashville lead.
Wow.
Cassidy
That's
Foley.
a killer. That's a mental killer. You create a turnover and then you turn the ball over yourself. That hurts. You got to be able to capitalize when you get the other team forced into a turnover.
Nashville fans kind of laid back right now. I guess they're pretty much enjoying the cheers of the Quincy Notre Dame section. Now they see themselves on the board here at Redbird Arena. Glad to have you with us here in our 2A girls semifinal, game number 1. Dave Bernhardt along with Patricia Babcock-McGraw, Matt Rodewald roaming the sidelines. Of course, make sure you stay with us all night long. The defending state champs and undefeated Bloomington Central Catholic Saints at 31-0, taking on Kankakee Bishop McNamara, the Fighting Irish, coming in 22-8. That will be game number 2 this evening here in 2A. Jenna Morris with the ball. She made a prediction last year after Nashville won their 3A game that she's walking off the floor in the third place game in Class 2A. As she's walking off the floor, she told reporters on press row, she said, "See you next year." Well, here they are.
Yep. They've got a great program. Wayne Ari's won an average of 27 games per year. That's incredible over 10 years. It's amazing.
And you're right, it is a program. Ball will stay down at this end. We approach the midway point here of the second quarter. Exactly what we told you would be, a low-scoring game. 13-7, Nashville the lead.
You talk about that winning tradition at Nashville. You know, they kind of expect this team to get to the state finals every single year. A little bit of pressure for Wayne and his team. He said that he kind of felt a little bit of relief after winning the Super. Okay, we got back here. Woo, woo, wiping his brow.
In fact, well before these teams take the floor here for their games, they run highlights of the super sectional games, and in fact, they had Wayne Hari's reaction following that super sectional.
Was he literally wiping his brow?
When he was done jumping up and down, yes.
But you know, now it's time to take it to the next level. This team has not won a state championship here. They've gotten here, but now they need to go the next step.
Moeller jump pass in the corner. That one nearly stuck on the edge. Brianne Pelker tried to duplicate what she had done earlier in the game. The QND gets down the floor in a hurry, and Gengenbacher knocks it down for the sophomore.
Call her big shot Cass because she is known for hitting some clutch, big-time shots. We saw it there. Notre Dame definitely needed a spark, and she provided it.
And just like that, we have a 3-point game. Frericks will pick up her second foul.
Notre Dame foul on 22,
Jordan Frericks walking towards her bench. She's not coming out. She'll just play a little defense. She kind of glanced over it. The man you're looking at right there, the head coach for Notre Dame, Eric Orange.
Also in the game for Notre Dame, number 10, Gracie Barnes.
Substitutions on both sides. Nashville will go about 7 deep. Notre Dame will go 9 or 10. And of those 10, 9 of them will be underclassmen. That's right, a team that comes in 29-1 will return 9 of their top 10 players next year.
Scary.
They lost 70% of their scoring from last year's second-place team, and yet they come back here with that gaudy record.
We just saw Cassidy Gengenbacher hit that big 3. Her sister, Carly, was the star of this team last year, leading scorer. Now playing at Quincy College.
It's a 6-team foul for QND, and the inside pass off the inbounds. Shea Hari finishes it.
A little too easy there for Nashville. Notre Dame's got to play more heads-up defense on those inbounds passes.
Gengenbacher, nice pass inside to Kuhn. Too much traffic. Held ball, possession to QND. Both these teams not afraid to get down and bang it around with you. Both sides, you hear fans from both sides of this floor asking for a foul on a play like that. Now they're going to check that arrow that you just saw moments ago. Wayne Hari had a puzzled look in his face for Nashville when he saw that the indication was that Notre Dame was going to retain possession. Again, coming up here in our IHSA TV broadcast, in addition to this game, following this game, we will have the Class 2A Country Financial Showdown. 4 finalists. As we mentioned, Alyssa Claney from Notre Dame will be in it. We'll also see Allie Norton from Bloomington Central Catholic. Norton, last year's overall winner, all 4 classes combined. She'll be back to defend her title.
Talk about defending a title, Bloomington Central Catholic. That's always tough. The state champs, boy, what a pressure cooker that is, and able to go through the season undefeated and back here in Bloomington. It's pretty impressive.
Turnover, number 7. 7 turnovers for Notre Dame, 9 for Nashville. I believe this full court pressure has made a difference. I think what Notre Dame is going to look to do is see how much of a difference it makes as it builds up in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Gracie Barnes all over Morris, just got rid of it before the 5 count. Moeller and Frericks. Boy, it is tightened up. Nice pass. Ryan inside, powering her way up and having her shot blocked.
Great
nice block by Morgan Martin.
And that's what the freshman gives you. 6'2", the tallest player on this basketball team. Great defense inside for Notre Dame.
He stuffed Sean Renegarby, fellow freshman.
Nice post up by Morgan Martin. Oh, just couldn't get it to fall, but I liked her position there, using her body well.
I believe we will see that a few more trips down the floor. First time they've really been able to get the ball inside that deep. Nashville holding on to the 5-point lead. We hit the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Melanie Ryan, one of 4 seniors in the starting lineup. And of course, those seniors been on this floor each of the last 3 years. Nashville has made it 3 straight. High down to low, Renegarby to Ryan. Renegarby with the walk.
So patient, except for on that walk. Feet got a little happy on that one, but you saw all the passes just really working the Notre Dame defense. And I tell you, Notre Dame is already expending a lot of energy pressuring the basketball, getting the ball up the floor, trying to get back into this game. And then they've got to really work and work and work against that patient Nashville offense.
It's translated to 23% shooting on the offensive end for the Lady Raiders. They've only taken 13 shots, and we have a little over a minute and a half to play in the first half. Connected on just 3.
Well, like we said, they shot only 29% last year against Nashville. It's tough work. Your legs start to go after a while, playing all that tough defense and expending all that energy against that patient Nashville offense. Not surprising that they're not shooting very well.
Well, some folks would say, well, maybe Quincy Notre Dame just does not shoot well in this arena. In the championship game last year, they shot 48% in the loss to Central Catholic.
Well, that's not bad.
That'll get the job done most times.
Yeah.
Ryan needs to get rid of it.
Yep. Wow, great pressure by Notre Dame.
Let's see if they convert in transition.
Oh, great
move.
Great rebound, too.
Kuhn puts it back up after the miss by Foley. Loose ball to Martin. A couple of freshmen on the floor now for Notre Dame. You have Cassidy Foley. We have Martin, 2 freshmen here. The final minute of the first half of a 15-10 game. Kuhn. Nothing doing for the senior. Should say for the junior, 6-foot junior. The transfer from Quincy High School. Transferred last year, Kuhn did. Possession will stay with Nashville with 34.2 seconds left.
You know, Nashville has been weathering the storm. Notre Dame is getting some opportunities. They're getting some breaks. They're creating some turnovers. Marching down on the other end, just not able to convert.
Frericks will sit for the final 34 seconds. Moeller.
Nashville did a nice job in the final seconds of the first quarter, really working the clock and being efficient. Let's see if they can do it here again.
Ryan has been a big factor. She has it now, guarded by Foley. That's the younger Foley, and Ryan takes her to the hole.
Wayne Hari said, Melanie Ryan, nothing fancy, but gets the job done. She did it on that play.
And that will close out our first half. Patience, 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 as they did in the first quarter, they did here at the half. Wayne Hari has to sit and take a break. Don't know if I've ever seen a coach do that, just sprawl out. Of course, he's going to have a conference with his other coaches, but he likes that score he sees on the board, and he likes it for a couple of reasons. Just 10 points allowed to Notre Dame here in the first half. It's been an outstanding defensive performance by the Hornets.
Absolutely. He's taking it all in, watching that scoreboard. His team has done a nice job of pressuring Notre Dame into some turnovers and making sure that Notre Dame doesn't capitalize on the other end, and that is partly due to Nashville's tough half-court defense. They're really making Notre Dame take some tough shots.
So the Nashville coaching staff will look to get it figured out. I think they're doing all right now at the half. Nashville on top of Notre Dame, 17-10, back with the halftime festivities here on the IHSA TV network.
IHSA's presentation of the girls' Class 1A and 2A championships are brought to you by Country Financial. What's your idea of financial security? And by the National Association of Realtors. When you're ready to buy or sell a home, contact a Realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. That score is correct, 17-10 at the half, as you're talking about the 2A semifinal, game number 1. Semifinal number 2 coming up later, McNamara and Central Catholic. Dave Bernhardt along with Patricia Babcock-McGraw, and you don't have to look too much farther than the stat sheet here in the first half.
No. We saw a lot of turnovers in the first half by both teams. The difference here is the field goal shooting. Nashville, 70%, 7 of 10 shots. And then on Notre Dame, I mean, they've hit 18% of their shots. That's the big difference right now. That is a credit to Nashville's defense. They're not averaging 26 points allowed for no reason.
17-10 our half. Let's get over to our sideline reporter, our studio host, whatever role he may fill. That's Matt Rodewald.
Dave, Patricia, it's hard to believe that when these two teams played a year ago, you had 22 turnovers by Nashville. But you also had 9 lead changes, and the largest lead for either team was 6, and that would be the final score by Quincy Notre Dame. But what a difference a year makes. This is a very different game that we're seeing for the Class 2A semifinal. Coming up after this, we're going to have Central Catholic of Bloomington taking on Bishop McNamara. And that game was a wildly separated score with a 27-point win for Central Catholic. So maybe we'll see a tighter game than we saw a year ago. I know the folks from Kankakee would definitely like to see that for sure. But in talking about this game so far, 8-0, something that you didn't see and didn't expect from Quincy out in the first quarter. They responded to that run well, cutting the lead down to 3, but then Nashville responding to the run themselves with a late run and a late push to halftime, which is where we are with our score at 17-10. We'll see if we can get some highlights for you, maybe talk to a coach or two as we get ready for the second half. Class 2A semifinal action, the girls basketball, the IHSA state championships here at Redbird Arena continue right here on the IHSA television network after this. Hey, welcome back to Redbird Arena as we get set for the second half of the Class 2A semifinals here at Quincy Notre Dame, trailing Nashville in this one. 17-10 is our score as we get ready again for the second half. Matt Rodewald with you here. Doug Collins Court, we had some action earlier this afternoon with Class 1A. Some exciting matchups. Not so much competitive in the final score, but pretty interesting performances that should set up a real good championship game tomorrow. West Central taking out Shiloh 48-33. In the first semifinal game, Tiffany King was hardly stoppable in that one, 16 points and 10 rebounds. And Whitney Kiefer for River Ridge, putting River Ridge in the state final in the second semifinal in the Class 1A, and that will be a winner over Ridgeview in that second one, and going to a state championship game. River Ridge all the way up near Galena, taking on West Central. Far, far away. So that's what a state championship is all about, and that's why we're at Redbird Arena. We got more coming for you at halftime. Stay with us. About to start the second half here at Redbird Arena, and to get you set, Dave Bernard and Patricia Babcock-McGraw, guys.
Thanks, Matt. 70% shooting for Nashville. How do they do it?
Why are they shooting so well? They're getting easy looks at the basket because of their penetration. They're penetrating the lane, dishing off to open teammates, getting those high percentage shots.
There you go, 17-10 lead for Nashville. We've got that second half coming up next. Stay right there. Back at Redbird Arena, along with Patricia Babcock-McGraw and Matt Rodewald, I'm Dave Bernhardt. 17-10 lead for Nashville. Though they had that 7-point advantage, one thing that Matt is reporting is that the whole conversation in that halftime locker room for Nashville was how to handle the QND pressure.
How to handle that, but also how to handle yourselves. There's a tendency when you're playing well to get complacent. Nashville has to come out and keep the pedal to the metal. And then Notre Dame, you see them right out of the box. They're in that full court pressure. That's exactly what I expected out of this Notre Dame team. They've got to keep that pressure up defensively, not only to get back into this basketball game, but to get the basketball back. You know, we talked about the possessions being cut down because of the way Nashville plays and how they slow the tempo down. You can't get back into the basketball game if you just play straight up defense against this team. You've got to pressure them, and they can turn the ball over. We saw it last year, 22 turnovers in this very game.
Melanie Ryan has it right now. Big first half, leading all scorers with 9 points. Moeller gets in deep. Morris hit it 3 earlier. This is Erica Brown. Everybody's touched the ball down on this trip now that Pelker has it. Ooh, they had Ryan open for a moment.
You talk about Ryan, she had 11 points against Notre Dame last year. She likes playing against this team. Only player in double figures for Nashville in this game last year. She was feeling it in the first half, that's for sure.
Shannon Foley's basket at the other end for Notre Dame now makes it 17-12. The halftime score is 17-10. Actually very similar to last year's halftime score. It was 17-17 last year before Notre Dame pulled away to the 39-33 victory.
Second team foul in the game for Notre Dame, 31, Kankakee.
It's eerie how similar these games are. You know, Notre Dame shooting 18% at the half, shot only 29% last year in this game against Nashville. Nashville's defense just can force you into some bad offense.
Defensively now you see Cassidy Foley guarding Jenna Morris up top. That's because her sister Shannon just picked up her 3rd foul. Ryan gets there, can't find it. Here comes Frericks on the move. Kick out to Gengenbacher. Once again, you mentioned it early, Patricia, how Nashville has a tendency to get in those passing lanes. They'll just flick a hand up, and that's exactly what happened. That looked very promising for Notre Dame for a moment.
Nashville just has quick feet. They move their feet so well. They fill those passing lanes. They anticipate well.
Nashville with it, a 29-4 record. Quincy Notre Dame 29-1. Lady Raiders from Notre Dame lost their last regular season game to end a 24-game season opening streak. They lost it to Incarnate Word of St. Louis, one of the top teams in Missouri. Wide open Moeller. Her first basket of the night.
Great move by Jennifer Moeller. She's the 4-year starter on this team. You cannot replace that kind of senior leadership.
Cassidy Foley shot a little bit short. Take a look back here. Just moments ago. Jennifer Moeller's first basket. That's as wide open as she's been tonight.
And you know, sometimes when you're that wide open, you kind of freak out a little bit and you miss the shot. See how much calm Jennifer Moeller used, poise going up. Like I said, that's that senior experience and leadership coming through. Just putting this team on her back and calmly going in for two, trying to lead this basketball team.
If you were with us at the beginning, you saw Nashville jump out to an 8-0 lead at the end of the first quarter, shutting out the Lady Raiders, and we sit at that 7-point margin right now. And that defense by the white-jerseyed Hornets, relentless. They do not give in on the defensive end. Tried to go inside out. Frericks will go inside. No room. And now a foul.
I like the idea by Jordan Frericks. Remember in the first half we were talking about how Notre Dame was shooting a lot of outside shots, low percentage shots. Jordan Frericks taking the ball to the basket, trying to make something happen, going after those higher percentage shots. That's what Notre Dame is going to have to do in addition to playing the tough defense to get back into this game. High percentage shots, penetrate the lane.
One of the things that Wayne Hari, the head coach for Nashville this year, is emphasizes, part of his overall philosophy, is the importance of every single possession. Now on the other side, double that right now for Notre Dame. Every possession counts for them.
Absolutely.
Frericks doubled up, and another foul. That will be the second team foul on Nashville here in this second half. 4:57 to play in the third quarter. 19-12, Nashville lead. As Frericks will go to the line.
You get the sense that Notre Dame is looking for Jordan Frericks. Remember early on, she was kind of quiet for a while. Hadn't touched the ball for long periods of time. But just, even though she's a sophomore, this team looks to her. She's their leading scorer, 15 points per game. Plays with a lot of poise and confidence. Can put this basketball team on her back. And they're looking for her now. They need her offense.
First team All-State are just 3 free throws tonight. Nothing from the field. Hari battles, but it will be Hornet basketball. And we've come to a break here. 4:55 to play in the third quarter. Your first 2A semifinal of the night. And that man right there have to put some pieces together. He's only lost once this season. He goes into this break trailing by 6. It is time for your IHSA Did You Know? Well, did you know that Kelly Curran completed her career at Bloomington Central Catholic, having won 2 individual cross-country state titles, a basketball state championship, a team track and field state crown, and 4 individual event track state championships. Did you know? Brought to you by Realtor.com. Search more than 4 million homes for sale on Realtor.com, the #1 homes for sale website in the United States. Cassidy Foley, open, Gengenbacher, that one doesn't go. Koenig strong board. Martin will get it back to Foley. So when Sister Shannon, the junior, not out there, freshman Cassidy runs the point. Frericks going hard. Good defense, good board from Erica Brown. Numbers momentarily for Nashville if they wanted them. Hari does not. Well, the dial has been turned up a notch in that huddle at that last break.
Notre Dame possession.
Both teams realizing how important that basketball is at this point. And Notre Dame, with that aggressive defense, making things happen.
They will get the ball back right here, midpoint of the third quarter. A 19-13 Nashville lead. The Hornets looking to play in their first state championship in history. 7 times Nashville has been in this game, in the state finals. They've yet to get to the championship contest. A fourth place finish in the 2002 season and back-to-back third place finishes in 09 and in 10. Once again, Frericks at the line. Now, she does not have any points from the field, but she's gone to the basket hard enough. This is the fourth time she's been at the line to shoot 2 free throws. Right now, she's just 3 out of 5.
And Dave, you talk about these multi-sport athletes. Kelly Kern from Bloomington Central Catholic that we just mentioned, but almost all the players on these teams play multiple sports. We talked about Notre Dame's soccer stars in their state championship. Volleyball is really big at Nashville. They went to the sectional this year in volleyball. A lot of great athletes on this floor.
Now the foul on Ryan.
You know, it's funny, Coach Wayne Hari was saying that he feels lucky that his girls even come out for the basketball team because they're so into volleyball in his community. A lot of his girls are going to be playing at Ren Lake Junior College for volleyball next year. Melanie Ryan, Courtney Hagemeyer, Sean Regerby. A lot of his players on the volleyball team. So he says, I just feel lucky that they come out. I think they like playing basketball. I mean, they're in a pretty good program. It'd be silly not to play for him.
He appreciates their effort every single night out. Frericks still nothing from the field. The whistle's blowing a little bit more often, more contact. Yeah, that tie just got flipped over the shoulder of Eric Orn as he was waving his arms. Oh, great shot right there.
Frustration setting in. But you got to give it to his players. They are really hustling on defense. Takes a lot of energy to play that kind of pressure, harassing, full court defense.
Frericks with the personal foul. Let's look back. Here's Eric Orn. Slow motion. There it is. It's like he meant to do that.
Now, he's done a great job coaching this basketball team. What people don't remember is that even though they've got such a great tradition going at Notre Dame, this is a young team, no seniors in the starting lineup. You know, there's a lot of teaching involved in a season like that when you've got so many young basketball players on the floor. And to get back to this point, what an accomplishment for such a young team.
And that will be the 15th turnover of the night for the Hornets. Now you look at the scoreboard, you see just 14 points on the board for Quincy Notre Dame. In the super sectional, Teutopolis only scored 10 through the first 3 quarters.
That's a stunning statistic.
Frericks really wants the ball inside. Instead, Kuhn, short. Good job by Foley. Frericks, still nothing. Frericks 0 for 5 from the field tonight, 4 of 8 from the line.
A great job by Shannon Foley keeping that ball alive. Just 5'8", freshman guard, going after the rebound for Notre Dame.
See Courtney Hagemeyer having a seat. She got a couple of minutes there. They really feel bad about Courtney. Yeah. She was a starter here last year. And then in January, right after the Highland tournament, right during the tournament, Courtney went home, had some severe abdominal pains. They rushed her to the hospital, diagnosed it as gallbladder stones. That night, she had her gallbladder removed. She says she's feeling okay, but just not at full strength and not the full strength competitor that she was able to be here last year.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for her. Would have been a starter on this team.
How about that shot from Ryan? Double figures with 11. The lead at 7. Hagemeyer was a starter up until that moment. Erica Brown has taken her spot in the starting lineup. A 21-14 lead with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. And again, you look back, that 8-0 first quarter lead standing up now. Kuhn triple team downside. And a foul.
Kuhn really wanted that basketball, clapped for it hard, had good position, but that Nashville defense just closes in so quickly.
The foul situation for both sides. Brown with 3, Moeller with 3 for Nashville on the other side. Shannon Foley and Frericks with 3 fouls. Shannon Foley's back in. She's going to shoot 2 free throws.
Great take to the basket. You talk about the Foley sisters. They come from good stock. Both their mother and their father played on state championship teams in high school. That's pretty cool.
That's some pretty good bloodlines running right there.
Absolutely.
Foley will get the first. You have Dad Mark Foley. He was a member of the 1981 famous Quincy boys basketball team. Some people feel that may be the best team in history. They won a state championship that year. And Mom Sherry, her last name was Winking at the time. She was a freshman on the 1984 QND championship team. And the ball stays at this end, and another chance to cut into this 5-point lead.
Notre Dame really creating a lot of havoc defensively. Nashville falling prey to that. But we said all along that was what Notre Dame was going to have to do to get back into this game. That full court pressure is really starting to pay dividends now.
Jordan Frericks, her 50% numbers showing up. She's 4 of 9. Not a good free throw shooter. For somebody who handles the ball that much inside.
And takes the ball to the basket inside. If you're going to be penetrating to the basket, you've got to be able to knock down your free throws.
Well, here come the Lady Raiders. Just hanging around here. They've been down by 7, down as much as 10. And now within 4. Oh, the Nashville fans. Jenna Morris, get a good look at her right there, was in an act of shooting. Now, Cassidy Foley will come in, and leaving will be Shannon, who just picked up her 4th personal foul. It comes with 1:32 to play in the 3rd. Moeller. I think if Moeller had her way, she would rather have been able to turn to the basket unimpeded because she had a pretty good alley.
She sure did.
Frericks now picks up the personal foul. Her 4th foul.
Yep, Notre Dame is really going to have to be careful here. That aggressive defense comes with a price, picking up a lot of fouls here to key players.
That's not a happy 6-foot sophomore right there. Lena Garvey to Moeller. Nice move. She goes around Gracie Barnes.
Moeller handling the ball pretty well for a big girl out there on top.
Now she'll try to post up. She catches. She dishes. Very patient. Rena Garvey had a chance to take a shot. It would not have been a good shot. The freshman wisely brings it up.
Yep. And if you're going to be this patient on offense, you've got to be a good passing team. We saw Jennifer Moeller wisely pass out of that double, triple team in the post. They do such a nice job of recognizing where the defense is and passing around it.
Both teams now in the bonus, 17 fouls apiece, and that will send Sean Renegarby to the free throw line. She's made 73% of her free throws this season. 5'9" freshman, averages 3.5 points per game.
Sean Renegarby, an all-state golfer.
It's a golf team that finished 3rd in the state this fall. Nice board by Kuhn. Tori Kuhn will head to the free throw line. Kuhn, we mentioned that she was a transfer from Quincy High School. Now, when you transfer from a public school to a private school, you have to sit out a year, and that was last season. However, coincidentally, that was also the year that she had suffered a torn ACL, so she was able to basically rehab in what was her sit-out year anyway.
Yep. If there was a silver lining to that ACL injury, anything good to come out of it, it was that she was able to coordinate with that year of sitting out. But, you know, it takes some time. You know, you see her there. She's got a brace on her knee. Tori Kuhn does. It takes some time to get back from that. You know, not only to get through the rehab, but to really feel like you've got your basketball legs back. And she's done a nice job of getting back into this game this season. Nice season, 12 points a game for Tori Kuhn.
That's exactly what she had told us yesterday in the shoot-around. That not only was it horrible sitting here last year watching her team play for a state championship, not being able to do anything about it, but that she did have that little mental block that everybody that suffers a knee injury had. Gracie Barnes too tight on Moeller, and now Moeller will go to the line for a 1-and-1. We talked about the free throw shooting woes of Jordan Frericks tonight. She's 5 of 10. Lady Raiders 7 of 14 from the line, 4 of 26 from the floor. They are shooting 15%. That's right, 15% from the floor here through almost 3 quarters.
Dave, I think a big change in this game from what we saw in the first half is Nashville is handling Notre Dame's pressure a lot better. They're waiting for Notre Dame to foul them. We've seen Nashville go to the line a bunch in this third quarter.
Pretty important possession here for Notre Dame. Tough fadeaway shot, Morgan Martin.
Real tough. Just a freshman with that big key move.
And the Notre Dame fans don't buy that foul, but it's a 2-point game with 11 seconds to play in the third quarter. Eric Orn looks up at the board, but he likes this from his freshman.
You've been fading away, defense up right in your grill. It was such a clutch shot by Morgan Martin. 6'2", she's got all kinds of potential. 6 points a game for Notre Dame. Hits 50% of her shots. She's going to be a player to watch these next few years.
Shea Hari to the line. 1-and-1. She'll get another. Talk about Morgan Martin. She actually lives in Hamilton. It's about a 45-minute drive from Quincy, and she was all set to go to Illini West High School. Then after her 8th grade year, her potential would-be coach Zach Keene from Illini West suggested that she go to an open gym at John Wood Community College, just to get some good experience and against some good players. Well, she went there. She was seen by Mark Frey, who runs an AAU team. He says, hey, you're good enough. Let's play some AAU ball. She ends up playing on an AAU team with a lot of these Notre Dame players, and then all of a sudden in the fall, there she is. She wants to continue to play in high school with them. With the Carthage team that she played with in elementary school, her basketball team finished 3rd. She was a first-place finisher in the state discus championships in elementary school. Great athlete.
First personal.
Here's Cassidy Gengenbacher, and you talk about numbers. Jordan Frericks, 5 free throws. She averages 15.3 points per game. Gengenbacher with that free throw now just has 4 points. She averages 14.5. Tori Kuhn averages 11.8. She's scoreless. I mean, that's the story of the game, and yet Notre Dame only trails by 3.
I know. Well, they're in this game because of that pressure defense. They have to be a little careful now because some of their key players have foul trouble, 4 fouls. But you can't take the dogs off. You got to keep that pressure going, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Morris gets it away inside.
Oh!
Gengenbacher can't get it to go. Good move by Moeller to bat it out of bounds.
Wow.
Nashville survives that little flurry.
If that shot had gone down, this place would have gone nuts. What a great turn of events from Notre Dame. Just couldn't capitalize on the shot there.
23-21, we head to the 4th in your 2A semifinal.
And welcome back to Redbird Arena as we get set to go to the 4th quarter here between Nashville and Quincy Notre Dame. Don't want to remind the Hornets of a game that they lost a couple of years ago in the 2A semifinal, but I have to for the record. 32-26, a semifinal loss to Hamilton. That would be the lowest scoring game in Class 2A combined. That would be 58 points. Right now, Dave and Patricia, we have 44 points on the board. Let's not set another record. It's hurting my eyes, Zoe. Ow.
I'll tell you what, IHSA.org has gotten a workout from Matt here tonight. And we'll see how these final 8 minutes play out. Notre Dame looking to go back to the state title game in back-to-back years. Nashville looking to be in the state championship for the first time in their history. They've been here 7 times. It was 8-0 at the end of the first quarter. 17-10 at half. Nashville on top, and they lead here by 2. Kuhn steps in front of that pass intended for Pelker. And we go to the other end to shoot 1 and a bonus.
It's tempting for Nashville to slow the ball down even more than they usually do to work that clock down. But they've got to be careful. And you start passing it around too many times, Notre Dame is going to come up with the ball. They're going to pick off a pass. They're going to overplay something. They're going to outthink you. It's hard to keep it going around and around. So Nashville's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive going to the basket, trying to pull away a little bit because Notre Dame has that pressure defense on.
Kuhn with 2 free throws. That was the 10th team foul against Nashville, and she misses both of them again. That's the second time she's done that. Hari. Turnover. Gengenbacher hangs and scores. We're tied at 23, and Nashville wants a timeout.
Great shot by Gengenbacher. Great defense. Defense again setting up the offense for Notre Dame. It's a free-for-all. The ball, everyone going for it. Notre Dame ends up for it. And Gengenbacher, that was a tough shot.
But yet she was not afraid to take it. Big shot cast is what Eric Orn calls her. And the QND cheering section just been waiting to erupt, and that swish did it for them.
That's right.
That's a long road back from an 8-0 deficit at the end of the first quarter.
Cassidy Gengenbacher had Sean Regabari right in her face. Sophomore guard, unafraid. This team has been battle tested, even though it's such a young team. We said no seniors on this Notre Dame basketball team, at least in the starting lineup.
Well, they've had wins this season, great wins. They defeated an undefeated Rockford Lutheran team in the Super Sectional. Rockford Lutheran finished their season 29-1. They defeated Illini West 26-3. Chargers had ranked 6th in the 2A poll. West Central, they'll be playing for a state title in 1A, fell to Princeton Notre Dame twice. They defeated Havana, the #1 team in the poll. Ridgeview, who was a 1A semifinalist. The big win, though, you talked to Eric Orn, came against Springfield. Springfield 28-2, currently ranked #2 in Class 3A, and you can continue running down the list. And when you play teams like that, night in and night out, and not only play well, but win, you win games like this.
15 wins over teams with 20 or more wins.
And here's that full court pressure that Notre Dame used starting in about the second quarter. And remember, 2 players, Shannon Foley along with Jordan Frericks, Frericks the All-Stater, playing with 4 personal fouls. In fact, they're not even on the floor right now. This is Pelker, and she is fouled. They're shooting 2 free throws all the way home now.
Well, even though Notre Dame is a young team, one of the strengths of this team, Eric Warren was telling us, is that he's got some depth. He can run 9, 10 players in the game and feel good about it. Feel like he's not losing a lot when his starters are on the bench, catching a breather or in foul trouble, which is the case today. We're seeing that depth here tonight coming through for Notre Dame. And it's helping, too, with the fact that they're having to play pressure defense, really, for, like you said, from the second quarter on. They have been exerting so much energy defensively. It's helped that they have that depth to go to.
1 of 2 for Pelker. And Gengenbacher fouled on the drive to the hole. Jenna Morris picks up the personal foul.
How about the Gengenbachers? Got Cassidy here at the line. 3 Gengenbachers on the team right now. Cassidy, Kristen, and then Bailey. And they're the Cassidy and Kristen are related to Carly Gengenbacher, who was here last year, the leading scorer for Notre Dame. They're cousins that could come into the mix. In total, there could be 7 Gengenbachers who play basketball for Notre Dame. That's amazing. What a deep well there of family talent.
You know, they don't put names on the back of the jerseys from Notre Dame, but they could really still save money by just putting Gengenbacher back there.
Exactly.
Just pass them down. We have a tie game in the 2A semifinals with 6:36 to play, and we've been shooting a lot of free throws here in the second half, and we will continue to do so. To the line goes Moeller. Morgan Martin picks up the foul as the freshman getting a lot of playing time here in crunch time. Moeller, the senior, at the line. 69% free throw shooter, missed the front end of a 1-and-1 moments ago. This has not been a good free throw shooting night for either one of these teams. Nashville just 3 of 8 from the line. On the other side, Notre Dame 10 of 20. You look at the field goal numbers for Nashville. We have 6.5 minutes to play in this game. They've attempted only 13 field goals. They've made 9.
Yeah, they're shooting so well.
24-24, 6.5 to play. The winner to play for the state title tomorrow night. The game you can see here on your stations for IHSA television as well as ESPN3.com. That's right, championship games tomorrow, both 1A and 2A. ESPN3.com.
Personal foul on 42, Jennifer Moeller. Her 4th personal foul.
Going in strong. We've seen that from Morgan Martin a couple of times in this game, using her body well, using her strength well, positioning. I like that out of the freshman. She's got a lot of good habits early on in her career.
Free throw shooting is not typical of either of these teams. Notre Dame a 61% free throwing team. Nashville at 65%. Martin needs a free throw for the lead. It would be the first time that Notre Dame would lead this evening if she can get it. It will not happen. Gengenbacher battling Hari. Dangerous pass to Pelker. She comes up gunning. And Notre Dame will have it.
Surprising shot for Nashville. That seemed like a quick shot for them, a very quick shot for them.
I think that's exactly what Wayne Hari was saying.
You know, when you're under the gun and you're being pressured constantly, sometimes you fall into that trap of playing fast yourselves.
Claney, her 3 ball will not go. Lone senior out of the top 10 on the floor for Notre Dame, and now it's Nashville's turn to attempt for the lead. Ryan in trouble, waiting for the whistle. They get it, and it will be a foul called, and the Notre Dame fans do not believe that one.
They thought there was a tie-up for sure on that.
And they had the arrow. We'll get a look at it. I would hate to make that call if I'm an official.
That's a tough call to make.
Ryan shooting 2 free throws. They are now 3 of 10 from the free throw line, the Hornets are.
That lid just comes down and closes tightly whenever these teams go to the free throw line, I tell you.
5'8" senior. No. Now it's the Lady Raiders' turn with 5.5 minutes to play in this one. Kuhn to Claney. Gengenbacher. Got it.
Wow.
The ball came back to her. She buries it. It's the first lead of the night for Quincy Notre Dame.
Pretty high arcing shot.
Nashville, how does their patience play out here? And a travel will go against Morris. Here comes Foley and Frericks back into the Notre Dame lineup. They're playing with 4 fouls. But how about the job the Lady Raiders did with those 2 on the bench?
The bench came in and played some big-time minutes for Notre Dame. And you know what, Dave, this 3-point lead by Notre Dame is going to seem like a 30-point lead at times. I mean, wow, we just had such a close ball game.
And Eric Orn asks for and gets a timeout at the 4:53 mark. His team, thanks to the Cassidy Gengenbacher 3, leads it 27-24.
Coming out of a timeout here from Dave, Eric Horn calling the timeout actually because Morgan Martin has some blood issues to deal with, and in order to keep that timeout, that keeps her in the game. So a smart move by him to keep her in the ball game.
Very good. Thank you very much, Matt. Martin is on the floor. The ball in the lead. It's the first time we've been able to say that tonight for Quincy Notre Dame. 29-1 on the season. Looking to play for the state championship once again. They finished second to Bloomington Central Catholic last year. We'll see how much patience they show. Foley, traffic. Loose ball to Frericks. Gangenbacher, her huge three, gave QND the lead. And they are in no hurry as we approach the midpoint of the fourth quarter.
Giving Nashville a taste of its own medicine, really working the ball around, being patient, working that clock. Like I said, points have been so hard to come by in this game. A 3-point lead is going to seem much bigger, especially as time whittles down here.
You know, depending on what Notre Dame does here, being in a zone, the ball kind of moving around slowly on the outside, maybe a time for Nashville to catch their breath a little bit.
That's very true. And remember, this is a college floor. These teams are not used to playing on this long floor.
Turnover. It goes the other way, and oh no, there goes. Was it deflected or? Nope, no deflection. So that possession comes up empty. Melanie Ryan, she's had a big game tonight. 11 of her team's 24 points. Brown will get it to Morris.
Nashville has some good three-point shooters on this team. Jenna Morris, Melanie Ryan, Brianne Pelker have all hit more than 30 three-point shots.
Shot blocked inside. Here comes Foley. Ryan from behind can't track it down. Well, you mentioned Jenna Morris. It's Shannon Foley guarding her, and remember, Foley has those 4 fouls. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to play.
She might be best served getting the 3-point points the old-fashioned way by just driving to the basket on Fredericks and Foley.
They give Kuhn a lot of room. Underneath 3 minutes to play. Quincy Notre Dame has trailed all night until the 3 by Gengenbacher.
You have to like Notre Dame's fortitude, the mental toughness of staying in the game, fighting back from deficits to get back into this basketball game. High pressure situation, tough defense. Really did a nice job of getting themselves back into this game.
The foul inside will go against Jennifer Moeller.
Nashville foul, 42.
Into the free throw line will go the freshman Morgan Martin. She's missed twice tonight, 2 attempts.
Now is the time. If you want to be a state champion, you want to get to that state championship game, you have got to knock down these free throws in the clutch. 10 of 23 from the line for Notre Dame. That's got to change right here. It's got to change for Nashville, too. They've hit just 3 of 11 free throws. Fouls are going to start mounting. We're going to have a lot of stoppages in play at the free throw line. You've got to hit those free throws. It's a tight basketball game.
That foul was the 5th foul on Jennifer Moeller. And lost one of those fouls somewhere along the way, but she will have a seat, and we will take a break. A 3-point game with 2:24 left. Well, you look at the Nashville huddle there, missing Jennifer Moeller, leading scorer in his team, 11.3 points per game. What does Wayne Hari say with 2:24 here and down by 3, possibly more after a couple of free throws?
Well, he's going to really have to count on his senior guards, Melanie Ryan, Jenna Morris, Brianne Pelker, to lead the way here, put some calm into this basketball team. Jennifer Moeller, a key component of this team, had a very good game. But these senior guards are going to have to put this team on its back now. And those are the people that can hit those outside shots, who can make things happen, drive into the basket, getting Notre Dame into further foul trouble. You're just going to have to show some senior leadership right now.
4-point deficit in a 28-24 game. We talked about the defense that was played by Nashville in the first quarter when they shut out Notre Dame. Here in the fourth quarter, only 1 free throw for the Hornets from Nashville. Ryan, the senior. Nashville bidding for their first state championship appearance. Morris, And they'll get Kuhn for a walk as she battles for the boards. 7 times Nashville has come to the state finals. They have yet to play for a state championship in Hari's 11 years, 7 trips here. 5-second call goes against Nashville. Those turnovers that we talked about in the first quarter that really didn't cost them at the time, now really adding up for missed opportunities. That's the 21st turnover of the night for Nashville. This is Shannon Foley. And now Nashville has to play a man. Every free throw opportunity is 2. Every second that leaves the clock right now puts Notre Dame that much closer to playing for the state championship 2 years in a row. Sid Gengenbacher, the sophomore, started last year as a freshman. Wayne Hari wanted something. I don't know that it was a foul. He came off his bench, slammed his foot on the ground. Jenna Morris picks up that personal foul.
I think Wayne is wanting his guards to get out and play much more aggressive defense on Notre Dame's ball handlers. They're kind of just flicking the ball around, passing it here and there. Nashville has got to be up in Notre Dame's grill on every single pass, every single dribble at this point. You've got to make something happen. There's a minute 23 left in this ball game, and you're down by 4 points. Notre Dame cannot be allowed to work so much time off the clock like that.
Little by little, they stretch the lead here to 5, 29-24. Ryan, the move past Gengenbacher. The deflection from Frericks, the steal by Frericks. Possession of Notre Dame, and Foley to shoot 2.
Frericks used her height on that one. 6-foot sophomore getting her hands up in the passing lanes. You see her there deflecting that basketball. Tough for a little 5'8" Melanie Ryan to pass over the top of Frericks on that one.
2 more free throws coming up for Foley. She's 3 of 4 from the line tonight. She's one of the few players in this game who's had success from the line, and Notre Dame starting to pull away.
Notre Dame has just been so active defensively. Hands in the passing lane, moving their feet, contesting everything. I've been so impressed with how well they've played defense in the second half.
Martin cannot control that off the miss from Ryan.
Just 6 shot attempts for Nashville in the second half. That's stunning, stunning.
It's hard to take a lead when you only shoot the ball. Now, granted, we've had a lot of fouls, but only shoot the ball 6 times in the last 2 quarters. Only 1 free throw here, 1 point in the 4th quarter for Nashville. And we will walk to the other end. Shea Hari with the foul. They've shot 40 free throws tonight. 29 have come from Notre Dame. They have made 14, and that man right there pretty much says it all. Is the Nashville grad. He had never won a regional when he played basketball at Nashville, so that's why these trips have been so gratifying for him, but boy did he want to get to that state title game. Frericks, the All-Stater, Illinois Basketball Coaches Association first team pick released today. All 6 of her points from the free throw line. The lead is at 8, 32-24.
Notre Dame still fighting for the basketball.
Oh, and Eric Orn did not want the foul. He liked the aggressive D, but not the foul that stops the clock. You know, when you take a look at the score, 32-24, you say it's an 8-point lead. Well, as we had talked about earlier, sometimes 8-point leads don't seem like much. You do the math, it's a 33% lead over Nashville's 24 points. Free throw by Hari. You look at those 24 points, now 25. Remember, they had an 8-0 lead. So since the first quarter, only 17 points in the last 3 periods for the Hornets. It's
tough to score points when you don't shoot the basketball. 7 shot attempts in the second half.
You know, if the score holds up in 43 seconds, we'll shoot some more free throws. It'll be eerily similar to last year's semifinal game. That was a game that was won by Notre Dame 39-33. However, the Lady Raiders only shot 29%. But what was the difference? Turnovers. Tonight, Nashville at 22.
Ooh, that is eerie. Because guess what? They had 22 last year.
All right, well, we have 43 seconds to play.
Do-do-do.
Foley has been money from the line, makes another one. She now has 10 points, 6 of 7 from the line, 7 of 8. And the lead is 9 points. A timeout call by Quincy Notre Dame. One of the messages Eric Orn will deliver is, let's play aggressive, let's not foul. Hey, don't forget, coming up, following this game, we'll have our three-point showdown brought to you by Country Financial. You will see Alyssa Claney from Quincy Notre Dame in action. You'll also see a young lady that we'll see in the next game. That will be Allie Norton from Bloomington Central Catholic. And so following that three-point contest, we will have our second 2A semifinal against your defending state champs, the undefeated Saints from Bloomington Central Catholic. They are 31-0 this year. They have won 41 straight on the season. They'll be taking on Bishop McNamara. That, of course, is the second time that has happened in 2 years. Eric Orn in his 11th season, 268 wins, just 72 losses. We talk about the 7 times that Nashville has come here. His state titles have belonged to QND in 1983 and 84. They finished second in 1981 as well as last year, a third place finish in 82. It's a team that finds their self the state many times over. Well, I wish they hadn't made a big cutout of me there. A little bit. Actually, I did have hair like that when I was that young man's age. Justin Bieber, big
Bieber
fan.
fever.
Yeah, big fan of the cheering sections here. Actually, that is coming from the Bishop McNamara fan base. Morris thought she saw Pilker.
They've got President Obama over there, too.
Oh, nice steal inside. Nothing for Erica Brown. As I did see the Obama sign. We'll see more of that in game number 2 tonight. Nashville needs points. They need shots in a hurry.
Yeah, they do.
That will be the 5th foul of the night. Don Frerick, she will leave.
Notre Dame fouls on 22.
Locke was there with part of the ball. We'll get a look back right here at where the body contact came in, right there in the bottom.
At the free throw line for Nashville,
Melanie Ryan to the line.
2.
This will be a tough one for all Nashville fans to pick up the stat sheet following the game. They will see a 4 of 14 performance from the free throw line as you look at Frericks. They will see 23 turnovers. And they'll see only 18 shot attempts, 9 of which went down. Ryan has missed all 5 of her free throw attempts tonight. And now Nashville just sit in the zone and they'll let QND play this one out. What a battle by the Lady Raiders tonight. They found themselves down both on the scoreboard and mentally 8-0 at the end of the first quarter. They hung tough, they hung around, and for the second year in a row, QND will be playing for a state championship.
Notre Dame turned the tables on Nashville. Defense is Nashville's specialty, and Notre Dame ramped up the volume on their defense from the second quarter on. That pressure defense, full court all over the place. They really made some things happen, got their offense going out of their defense.
That was part of the game plan coming into this one. We didn't really see it early on in that first quarter, but all of a sudden when it became necessary to do so, that's exactly what Notre Dame did. Again, it was several players from both these teams that were here last year that played in this game. Notre Dame lost 70% of their scoring, yet they'll play for the state title with a 30-1 record. A happy bunch of Lady Raiders right there. They'll get a little bit of a breather, and in about 24 hours, they will play for the state championship. We've got the head coach of the Quincy Notre Dame Lady Raiders standing by with Matt Rodewald.
Coach, this group's gone 120-7, and one more win, you finally get a state championship.
Oh, I know. What a great heart tonight by the kid. We just did not get off to a very good start, but these kids just kept fighting and played tremendous defense in the second half and really willed their way to victory tonight.
Trailed 11-0 at one point in the first minute of the second quarter, but you shut them down, as you said. What changed?
We just needed a basket. We missed a couple easy shots early, and then we really tightened up. And finally, Alyssa Cleany drained that three, and then we just started climbing our way back, slowly but surely. It really fell on the defensive end of our shoulders. Shannon Foley played a tremendous game tonight. Our little point guard, tremendous, really took over the show.
Would you like another rematch or something different this time?
I don't care. We're playing Saturday night, for the championship with a great group of girls. I'm loving it.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Guys?
All right, thank you very much, Matt. That is a happy bunch of players right there as they will just sit back, they'll watch, and they'll enjoy game number 2. You stay right there. We've got Country Financial three-point showdown coming up, followed by our next semifinal game, Bloomington Central Catholic and Bishop McNamara. But here in the first 2A, you see the final, Notre Dame 34, Nashville 25. 34-25 is your final in the first 2A semifinal. Welcome back to Redbird Arena along with Patricia Babcock-McGraw. I'm Dave Bernhardt. What do you say we take a look at those game highlights here in our first semifinal? It was a low-scoring battle, but in the second half, QND started to get things on the move.
Well, a lot of it came from their defense, the pressure that they put on Nashville. And they really did a nice job of then taking the ball strong to the basket. You see that shot by Morgan Martin with somebody right in her face. That penetration, getting the higher percentage shots. Nobody was shooting well early on in the game, but Notre Dame did a nice job of getting those high percentage shots.
It really is quite a statistical ball game, a game that Notre Dame, they shot from the outside more than you would have liked to have seen early in the game, and they end up making it happen on the defensive end and those inside shots.
I think they definitely changed their strategy there in the second half by going to the basketball, making things happen, that penetration, and their defense in the second half, really from the second quarter on, was outstanding. Great job getting into the passing lanes, forcing turnovers, making Nashville take bad shots, and not very many shots. They took only 9 shots in that second half.
Well, it was a couple of three-point shots that got it going for Quincy Notre Dame. It's going to be a lot of three-point shots coming up. It's a Country Financial three-point showdown. Let's go to Matt Rodewald.
All right, Dave, Patricia, thank you very much. Get ready for the Country Financial Queen of the Hill competition. This will be the Class 2A finals here. The finalists, and as we get things started here, this will be Alyssa Lang with her first set here. Again, the rules are, if you're not familiar with the high school version of the three-point contest, 45 seconds, you get 3 racks here. And what tends to happen is you rush yourself a little bit because you only have 3 racks to shoot from. See how well these girls do with pacing. Now remember that these girls come from the regional and the sectional route, just like the tournament, so they've been doing this for a while, except this is the first time that or really the second time that they've been in this type of facility at this level. So with Alyssa Lang, her first rack there, got a couple taken care of, 4 balls, and she's in the center rack there. She is a sophomore again from Fairfield, trying to finish out the last one. She's actually been shooting behind the men's college basketball three-point line so far with 6. And it continues here in the last rack. She's going to have plenty of time to finish up. She's trying to slow down, as you can see. And here's her last ball, and she gets it. So nice pace setter for Alyssa Lang. See if we can go bother her for a second as we get ready for our other shooters. And 10's a good number to hang up there. Coming up next, Bloomington Central Catholic, Allie Norton. She's the defending 2A and the defending Queen of the Hill champ. So you put the Queen of the Hill champ, Alyssa, we're talking with her real quick as Allie shoots. You put 10 on the board against the defending champ. She's got to see that. She's still nervous. We'll see what she does here, and as we watch Allie continue here, everybody's got to catch their breath. This is a big stage. Allie's used to this, though, with 3 already done in the first rack and struggling from the center. That tends to be where the kids struggle the most, in that center rack. And the last one goes down for her, so she's on a roll. 6 down. Basically 4 to tie, get all 5, and she's in front. 3 in a row. How about 4 in a row? How about the money ball? Just as well. 5 for 5. She puts 5 on the board.
11 points for Allie.
Now, Allie, you're the defending champ. You've done this before. 5 in a row to finish things up to take the lead. No big deal, right?
Yeah, well, I've been here before, like you said, and I know the atmosphere, I have the experience, and a lot of practice, so.
That's a home game for you. You shot here many times.
Yeah, having my dad being a coach here, I've shot here before, but it's a tough competition. You never know what happens.
You never know. Sometimes it's just not fair. Allie, thank you. We'll see how everyone else does here as we have now the standard set at 11. Bria Kime, the freshman from Marshall, downstate Marshall, not to be confused with the Commandos of the Public League. And she's off to a great start. 4 out of 5 in her first rack. We missed a couple in the center rack. In the last one, will not go down, a little bit short. And again, plenty of time here, as you can see. If you try and balance it out with 15 seconds a rack, you're in good shape. So she's ahead of time here. 6 down. And one more, and it grazed the rim. Bria, let me talk to you just a second before you sit down. You're the lone freshman in this. So what do you think? Your first time out at this here at Illinois State University?
Well, it's a really great experience, and as a freshman, I feel honored. I wish I could be here with my team more than anything, and I hope I can get to that, but I really like this competition, and congrats to whoever makes it.
Well, we'll see who does. Bria, thank you very much. And again, there's a lot of pressure in the first time out. When you have a defending champion who's a senior, you're the freshman, that's tough to match. And now we've got Alyssa Clean, who has a bit of an advantage. She's been shooting out here already. Hit 1 3 in the first half, and perhaps a little too anxious there in that first one, goes long. And she settles in here. We'll see if she can get 11. That is our leader, the defending champ, Allie Norton. Alyssa Lang with 10 to lead things off. Allie matched it and then some with 11. 5 down. She's halfway there. And she is in good shape. 7 now. Still some work to do. There's 9. There's 10. For the tie. No!
10 points for Alyssa Clean.
Alyssa, last ball. What happened?
I don't know, just slipped, I guess. I don't know.
Just a little bit of legs. Just that much short. Congratulations for getting this far. And good luck tomorrow night. She'll be playing in the state championship game. Will it be against Bloomington Central Catholic or will it be against Bishop McNamara? We will find out. Your Class 2A champion once again, Allie Norton of Central Catholic here in Bloomington. And the decided home crowd, very happy about that. Dave, Patricia will send it over to you guys.
All right, it's funny because you wanted to talk to Allie Norton, but what she did was as soon as she saw that she won, she sprinted off in the locker room because she has to take care of business with her team. What a very interesting final 2, if you will.
Yeah, the trophy presentation is missing somebody, the champion. We could use that, but they'll have to do that later. And that's not the championship that she's going for. So
right.
Who knows?
Thank you very much, Matt. We've got a whole lot coming up here between games. We are getting set for game number 2. It's the hometown Saints from Bloomington Central Catholic. They'll take on Bishop McNamara, and we'll have that for you coming up next.